Hello, Paisanos, it's Ian63 with Resident Evil 9 slash Resident Evil Requiem coming out this month on February 27, 2026. I decided to why not buy the most loved and popular Resident Evil game, that being Resident Evil 4. I already have this game on PS4 and Nintendo Switch 1 on the collection, but I wanted to buy it again for the third time since the versions I'm going to buy for Resident Evil 9 are Steam and Nintendo Switch 2, not PS5 this time. So I thought it makes sense just to buy this version, just to have a, fitting collection of Resident Evil. Since it looks like Resident Evil 9 is just an upgraded version of Resident Evil 4, and maybe some callbacks to the first Resident Evil game when it was just like a top-down PS1 oriented field instead of a first-person shooter and stuff, like what you see from my hand here. But yeah, anyways, this is Resident Evil 4 for Sony PlayStation 5 and stuff, and yeah. So here's the front cover. I obviously still prefer the original cover, with, how Leon looked and stuff. How he's giving this smug face while ready to shoot the zombies and stuff. And yeah, and also Ashley there. And turning the box around, survival's just the beginning. Leon, is having to rescue the U.S. president's daughter, who's kidnapped in the Spain village. And of course, the popular chainsaw wearing the box, the bag and stuff. And yeah, pretty much, if you play the original, you may like the remake as well. I kind of still like the original a bit more because of that whole raw, 6th generation graphics, feels weird. But this remake is really great, honestly. I still suggest you still get it, honestly, if you just want more Resident Evil 4 and stuff, and yeah. But yeah, that's the cover. Now let's open up the game. Here is the disc. And, of course, no manual this time, which makes me sad since I really wish there was some manual and stuff covering about, maybe what's new in the remake and stuff, but yeah. But anyways, the PS5 disc and stuff, and yeah. So yeah, that's Resident Evil 4 for Sony PlayStation 5, and yeah, I'm really excited to get Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil Requiem this month and stuff, and also Neo 3, that Mario Tennis game, UFO 50 getting a physical copy for Switch. And, of course, and a lot of other games that I forgot. Oh, Demon Turf, I think. Yeah, that's a 3D platformer coming out, and yeah. But, yeah, can't wait for Resident Evil 9 and stuff on February 27th. And, yeah, this is E63 saying farewell. And I'm so ready to play Resident Evil 9 this coming February 27th. This is E63 saying farewell.